Hello Capricorn, welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So Capricorn, I'm going to do a reading today for you. I'm going to do a Celtic cross, as I've been doing all week for everybody, and I'm going to use my Rider-Waite tarot deck that I utilized for sort of my astrological studies. And I got all sorts of notes and interesting little comments on there that have kind of helped me expand the messages from these cards. And then we're going to clarify whatever we pull out with the tarot with a Cartomancy, so my playing deck set. And I do not really look at it in terms of, because the two, like the hearts can represent, I don't know, if it's cups or, I don't really spend a lot of time looking at it like that, because I just feel like I could use another tarot deck to get like soup information like that. So I've done a lot of research into my Cartomancy. There's even more info that I can put on here. Like, what do we have here? Nine of Hearts says, wishing for more, wanting a baby, or taking relationship to the next level. So a baby could be a new rebirth in some aspect of your life too. So there's like real details in these cards. So having said that, these readings can feel very specific, and because they are general readings, it may or may not resonate. There might be parts of it that do and parts that don't. If it does resonate and you're drawn to it, there is an extended at the end of this reading. The link is at the top of the description of this video. So Capricorn, my sweet cabbage corns. Interesting little phenomenon that I went through actually getting ready to do your reading. I felt I wanted to, well, a lot of times I do, and I did this time. I want to burn like some Palo Santo or some white sage to kind of smudge. So I picked up my Palo Santo stick, and do you know, for the life of me, I couldn't get it to burn. I couldn't get it to burn. And I was kind of playing around with it. I had the flame under it for a long time. And it kind of like it would get the embers glowing, but it wouldn't produce smoke and it wouldn't really ignite. So I ended up like banging it on the brass plate that I have for my smudging and whatnot, and my incense. And do you know, I knocked off all the hard crunchy stuff. And it immediately started smoking. It started doing what it needed to do. And I thought, wow, it's really kind of interesting. Like trying to clear the energy for Capricorn, and I'm hitting sort of that. And you know what it kind of felt like to me? So I don't know if some of you, I got the message, like some of you may have had an exercise practice in the past that you've sort of let go a little bit, and you're going to get back into it again. It might feel really hard, or it might feel difficult to get yourself motivated. Could be that, or it could be some other aspect of your life. I feel like it's something that you used to do, because that Palo Santo stick had been burnt before, but there's been a period of time that you haven't done it. So it almost feels like if it's a muscle memory that's become a little bit faint, if it's an exercise program, whatever it could be for you, don't lose heart if it feels hard to get it going again. Give it a little push. It might only take an initial 1 or 2 times to get this going again, and it will go. So I got that message, so I thought I would share with you your message. So, cabbage corn. I'm sorry if you see me looking off to the side. I'm sitting in the living room, and the window right behind the camera, there's a suction cup bird feeder on the glass. So I have like finches and red-winged blackbirds coming in there. So let's get ready for your Celtic cross. Capricorn. What do we have for Capricorn? What message do we have for Capricorn? So I will say they've been interesting, but as a reader, I will be glad when the week of Celtic cross and Cartomancy is done, because it is tiring. It's more tiring than I expected. Well, there you go. I think I'm going to do that. You got the 8 of Cups. Right now, I'm feeling more like a spiritual quest. There might be some sort of regret about something. Abandoning it. Oh, isn't that interesting? Because this is what we have here. So it's Saturn and Pisces. This just feels kind of restrictive. Saturn is just restrictive energy. And Pisces is about, to me, like your spirituality, your intuition, kind of going into the unknown, investigating your dream state, like putting the clues together for life. So it sort of feels like it's almost, I want to say restrictive, but kind of like it's time to kind of force you to look at something. And with this regret and abandonment, see, it does feel like something that you used to do or used to have, or used to engage in or participate in, or maybe a friend group. I don't know. It's something that you used to have. And that's where I feel kind of the regret, and that's been abandoned. So you're looking at it again. Maybe the hard, crusty part of that Palo Santo stick, if it's the situation in your life, is not so much getting it going again, but kind of getting you going again with it. So what is your challenge? Let's see. The Page of Wands. Message, passion, discovery. Yeah, okay. It feels like you're on the outs and you want to get back into the ins. Having some sort of communication here. You're not really very communicative when you're in the Eight of Cups. You're withdrawn. You're pulled away. Perhaps on some sort of a deeper quest for yourself. Looking into aspects of you. Trying to correct some things that you weren't too happy with. Doing some self-correction. But I kind of feel like the challenge is now, how do I come out of that and communicate? Your focus is the King of Wands. Someone else had this in the focus. I think it was Scorpio yesterday. Scorpio had the King of Wands in the focus. So that's, wow, that's really interesting, because they had the Page of Wands in the past. And you have a similar message coming in where, because this is your challenge, it's just kind of like, you know, a kind of nonchalant, little bit dynamic way of expressing or communicating yourself. No biggie, like no pressure, nothing big here. But, you know, this is a challenge, but your focus is to really surmount that and become something much bigger. Like really, like own your message. Really own your message and own your direction and own your communication. And it's a very similar message that actually Scorpio had. As I said, the energy was in the past and they were trying to like expand it and make it bigger. So you are, but you're trying to get it into its initial stages here. So what was your past? Wow, your past was the Five of Wands. So striving to make something better, striving to overcome an obstacle, trying to improve a situation, working through something that could have felt combative or conflictive within you or outside of you. Your strength is the King of Pentacles. Your focus is the fire, is the King of Fire, the King of Wands, but your strength is actually the King of Pentacles. So I see this as your strength being sort of where you've gained your experience in life, how you've made your accomplishments, the fact that you might be stubborn and slow at times, because these are all the things that are coming up with him. See, I wrote it. I wrote all these things on here. Practical solutions too, right? I always look at the King of Pentacles as the guy with all the answers, because he's experienced so much, and practical answers. You know, like the King of Wands can have a ton of answers too, but I feel like if you walked up to the King of Wands and you said, you know, I've always wanted to backpack Europe, King of Wands. How can I get there? You know what? You need to get your guitar. You need to go on the side of the street. You need to put and get your dog and, you know, put your arm in a wrap. You're going to be creative here and dynamic. And, you know, you're going to grow some funds like that. And then as much as you have, you're just going to see how far that gets you. And then you're going to go to the next element and do that again. And that's, whereas the King of Pentacles would tell you, okay, I learned from experience that if you go online between this time on this day, you will get the best rates for a flight or a transatlantic trip. Like, there's a more practical approach here than the King of Wands. The King of Wands is charisma, dynamic, bravado, like really, you know, the difference. So your strength is being practical, baby. In the future, you have the Justice card. Ooh, what is going on here? There might even, you know what? This King of Wands might even be somebody now. We got to see how this unfolds. I still think that message is there for you. I still think that you are trying to create some sort of communication. And your strongest way in doing this is like King of Pentacles energy. Really practical, really seasoned. You've dealt with whatever this is, you've dealt with it before. It's coming up again. Like that Palo Santo. You've done this before. It just feels kind of like hardened, right? Like it's almost turned into charcoal and you got to knock that off because it won't burn. But you've done this before. Once you knock off that little part, once you get over the edge of the cliff, you're just free falling. It's easy. But in the future with justice, there's going to be, I feel like, some sort of diplomatic solution for you. There's going to be some sort of fairness here. There might be some sort of resolution in regards to a partnership, work, a marriage. Let's see, your guidance is the Two of Pentacles. Juggle your resources, baby. Pentacles. So juggle your resources, keep things balanced. You've got more than one thing, like most of us do, going on in life, but you probably have at least two key points in your life that need more focus right now. So this is what you're being guided. Be practical here. Look after the things that you need to look after because you're actually growing and expanding. I kind of feel that. Jupiter and Capricorn, right? I kind of feel that. But, you know, I'm not real good with what exalts and what. And I think you have the potential to grow beyond where you are right now. But you're not there right now. So just look after what you have. Look after what you have and manage those resources for yourself. What you need to know is the Six of Wands. Jupiter, oh, nice. There's that kind of fiery energy that you're struggling with, and that is your focus. So in the future, you're going to win it. You're going to claim it. You're going to have it. You're going to own it. Whether that's some sort of resolution with this King of Wands, or that's just the energy within you, it's kind of like combining the two. Being able to utilize your seasoned and practical elements and bring out that bravado with it, baby. So you're going to have success here. That's what you need to know. You good now? Whoa, what's going on? I got a crow coming in. I haven't seen my crow in a while. That's an interesting message. He doesn't usually come in here. He only started coming in here when I got literally a few minutes after I'd opened up my very first Murder of Crows deck. A crow came into the yard. Never happens because it's a tight space. It's a subdivision, and it's one of those, I don't even know why the houses aren't just townhouses. It's all like boom, 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 boom. So it's tight for a big bird like that to come in. He just came in. He scared everybody away and they left. So maybe that's part of your sixth sense. Because in the past you were struggling. You were competing with something. Don't compete. Scare it away. Own it. It's all yours. There you go. Hopes and fears. The King of Swords. What's with all these court cards? What is going on here? And they're all kings. Your hopes and fears are the King of Swords. I wonder if this is linked to your future with the Justice card. The swords. Look at, I mean, they're both sword energy. They both got the same sword that they're holding up in the same hand here. There could be some sort of a judgment that you're waiting for. Something, I keep being pulled more often this week. There's a whole bunch of things that I have written down for this King of Swords. Authoritative ruler, solid logic, aggressive, firm friend, or a vengeful enemy. I mean, it can go either way. Depending on how you treat this person, you can get right back. Right back with sword energy. Seeing the big picture, right? So looking beyond the BS and just cutting right to the chase here, hon. But what I've really been getting is at the bottom, I wrote sort of a last minute. I've been going through different astrology books and some linked with astrology and tarot and some of these different meanings. Overturning old ways for the new. That's been coming in really strong this week with that King of Swords when he comes up, and I'm getting it for you too. So your hopes and your fears, I think, are still linked to something in your future here with the Justice card. I do feel like your hope is that something from the past will sort of be, I don't want to say rewritten, but it's going to unfold and create something new that's not really based on that past energy. But there is a fear that because of the sword energy, there's no sense of, with the Justice card and the sword energy, I don't feel there's any sense of, well, I feel like I kind of deserve this outcome, or I feel like that this is with the universe because I've had to go through all of this. Like, it's just like, no, this is this and this is that. And this is yours and this is that. Like, there's that kind of energy. So there's a little bit of a fear about how that will come out. Your outcome is the Page of Swords. Look at, now you're moving into sword energy. You're really utilizing different elements of yourself here. You have the Page of Swords as your outcome. So you will get some sort of a message. This is interesting, right? Connecting intellect and communication. Your eagle eye, clear-sighted, reading, writing, talking, students, teachers, ideas. So in your future, there's a lot of possibilities. I think you're going to get some sort of communication, or your outcome. Your outcome, I believe, I think your outcome and your hopes and your fears are linked to the Justice card. But hello, let's not forget that you have victory here. So I don't know that your fears are warranted. Well, we all have a right to fears. Oh, Jesus. Okay, there you are. There you are, Capricorn. Just one more lesson in life on how to find things and get yourself into them, and then how to recognize what you really want and what you don't, and get yourself out of it. So let's see what the Cartomancy has. And that was it. That's the only one. Lust, greed, power, pleasure and pain, physical imprisonment, Capricorn and Saturn. Actually, if your Saturn does sit in Capricorn, you might tend to deal with devil energy more than if it's just your sun in Capricorn. Right? Like, kind of looking at that. Yeah, it's interesting, right? That concept. I guess your sun is, yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Anyway, so we're going to go to Cartomancy and we're going to get more details. Pisces, the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is where you are now, but look, you got the Ten of Hearts. Good news coming. A large gathering of people at a wedding or a party. That has been coming up in that spot too. I don't know if it's a wedding or a party, or if you're walking away from it, or something is going to pull you. Something might be pulling you out of this, and I think it's good news. There's some sort of good news that's pulling you out. And it's coming up in the now. Are you bringing good news, or are you about to receive it? I kind of feel a little bit like you're about to receive it based on the cards that have come out already. But again, let's see. You may have an invite to a wedding or a party or some sort of a social gathering. I feel like this is something that's going to help you kind of get out of any sort of rut that you might be feeling. You might be feeling a social rut. I think it was it was in the air. Was it the Aries reading? I can't remember now. As someone was saying, I've been in isolation so long, I'm not going anywhere anymore. All right, your challenge, right, was this Page of Wands, the Five of Diamonds. Financial change coming. Could be positive, new job, or negative, unexpected, expensive. I swear to God, you guys are getting such similar cards, and I've shuffled this deck so many times. So your challenge, I feel like, is waiting for an outcome. You are waiting for some kind of an outcome here, Capricorn. It could be good, it could be bad. You just have to see. This could be literally a court system. This could be a judge. This could be an executive officer, like somebody making a choice. It could be like a decision about, I'm saying that like it, because it does, I'm not really seeing that. We'll see what other cards come out. It feels a little bit more like you might be waiting on a decision based on something to do with legalities that do not surround personal life. I think that's how I would describe that. Like it could be like a business partnership. It could be like a bank loan. It could be a work contract. Because I'm not seeing like marriage and partnership here yet. Okay, your focus though is the King of Wands, the Eight of Hearts. Important social event coming where you will meet with important business or romantic connections. Gosh, there's something coming up here where you're going to meet somebody. It's almost like there's two parts of your life coming through here. And I think the one part of your life that you are more perhaps focused on is this. I feel this to me is more, not to say that you're not focused on coming out of a spiritual quest. Sorry, but I think circumstances outside of you are going to have a bigger influence on pulling you out of this Eight of Cups. In the past, we had this Five of Wands. Look at the Three of Diamonds. Indecisiveness regarding money, which may lead to arguments and legal issues. See, that's what I feel like. There's two things coming in your reading here. You've got you yourself are sort of isolated, if not physically, because it's the Eight of Cups, it's at least emotionally. You're not really investing any part of yourself emotionally too far from your own like little kind of aura bubble. The universe has got, and I think there is definitely a conscious awareness that you've got about this in terms of coming out of it and moving forward. But I am seeing like something outside of your control. Like it could be an invitation. It could be just happening to go somewhere and you take the dog for a walk and you end up at a park and there's a whole bunch of other people there just like circumchance that have dogs, and you start talking to people in a social gathering. And then you're going to meet someone, like you're going to connect with someone. Maybe it's a romantic connection. Maybe it's more of a friendship or someone that you have some sort of commonality with. I'm sort of hearing like a commonality. But I feel like more in the forefront of your mind is thinking about, and again, like some sort of indecision. You're waiting for a decision on something to do with money. That's what that indecisiveness feels like, because you've got the judge and the jury over here, the Justice card in your future. Your strength is the King of Pentacles. You be practical. Who is this? The King of Spades. It's got a king on top of a king. But the King of Spades, so the spades are a little difficult. The spades are, the Queen of Spades, she's a little nasty. The Jack of Spades is a little nasty. The King of Spades is a little nasty. So the King of Spades here, I've got an authoritative man who may create trouble in a relationship. Now, this is your strength. Your strength, if you are dealing with someone else here, like someone else who's of similar energy or status to you in life, and it has something to do with this Justice card, your strength is just being really, really practical with this and being perhaps even stubborn and patient. Perseverance. I'm really hearing perseverance is really jumping out at me here. I kind of feel like there's two stubborn energies. I feel like there's two stubborn energies here. So your strength is to be stubborn. Can you do it, Capricorn? I think you can. You have the Justice in the future, the Seven of Pentacles. Feeling confined or trapped with a romantic relationship. Some of you actually, okay, now this is getting really specific. So some of you, it could be a romantic relationship and you're waiting for some sort of justice to come through with that. A ruling about something. It could be splitting up assets. It could be waiting for legal papers to come in. You see how this gets really specific? It gets really, really specific. So it could get Pacific too, depending if you need to cross the ocean. I'm gonna like recap this a little bit more. I want to get it all out. Your guidance is this Two of Pentacles. Oh, look at this. Okay, now I see how two parts of your life are coming together. You got the Queen of Hearts. This is a nice suit. This is a nice character in the playing deck. May represent a mother or pregnant woman, a female lover or fantasy, which may indicate marriage. This is interesting because there are two elements of your life coming forward here for me. And I feel like, as I've said before, I'm sorry if I feel like I'm repeating myself, but it just really, the message just keeps coming in stronger and stronger. That you have more of a focus on something to do with perhaps a legality in your life, or something that needs to be corrected, or some sort of balance needs to happen, or even some sort of a legal call needs to be made. Underneath the surface in your life, and maybe even this has something to do with you pulling away emotionally from things, there's something else coming in here. There's something else coming in for you. I don't feel like you're necessarily directing yourself towards it, but it feels like like a more personal element in your life, like perhaps a new partnership with someone. It definitely feels like a new partnership with someone. What that turns out to be, it could be romantic or it could be friendship. But I think this is why it's important. Your guidance is the Two of Pentacles. Don't just focus on one element of your life. If the universe is trying to draw you a little bit over here to some sort of a social gathering, go to the social gathering. Participate a little bit. Because you have success here. This is what you need to know. The Four of Spades. The Four of Spades, clarifying the Six of Wands. Stability will soon return to your workplace or health. Troubled times are almost over. Oh, that's a nice card. I don't think I pulled that out for anybody this week. Talk about victory, success, balance. Oh, do you know what I see here? I see you coming out. I see you coming out. I see you coming out of your Eight of Cups layer. And it's not, so the success in it is just actually, hey, hi, wow, it's amazing to see you. Where you been, Capricorn? Oh, I don't know. Just been hiding. Yeah, look at that. Doesn't that feel like you feel kind of good? Like whatever it is that you're waiting for, I think everything is going to work out okay. Most things in life really do. And even if they don't work out the way we thought they would, if we kind of end up with what we needed to get, we end up what we need with what we need. We don't always end up with what we want. But your hopes and fears. Okay, let's look at this King of Swords. The Ten of Clubs. Travel in the near future. Oh, that's an interesting. Give me a second with that one. That's different with that. Okay, your hopes and your fears, travel. Travel in the near future. Ten of Clubs is reminding me a bit like the Ten of Pentacles, but I don't believe it is. But that's why I like to be flexible with these cards. Because I feel like for some of you, maybe this is a selling of a home, maybe this is splitting up assets of some sort of a property or something. So you would have to move or you will have to travel. But if this could still have something to do with work, and you will be traveling, there's going to be some sort of decision made here. Perhaps you need to travel a little bit further from work than what you are traveling now. Maybe you're going to be working with more of an authoritative ruler than you are now. Your outcome is the Page of Swords. Oh, look at this. Look at how the two parts of your life are coming together. You have the Two of Hearts, a union of hearts. Spend quality time with those you love. Oh, I see balance coming in here really nice for you, Capricorn. And I really think everything is going to work out for whatever is worrying you. I actually don't feel like I have to recap it. I think we've gone over it quite a bit. The Nine of Hearts is at the bottom. Wishing for more, wanting a baby, or taking the relationship to the next level. Isn't that funny? Isn't that the card that I read when we started the reading? I think just wishing for more. And again, maybe you do want a baby. But I don't know that that's always the main message, because I think the dynamic and the algorithm of most of the people that are watching me are like aged 40 to 60. I don't know. Not that there aren't youngins out there. So hi, youngins, and I'm not forgetting about you if you do want a baby. But a baby also represents a rebirth. So wanting more, wanting a rebirth, wanting to take, I think, yourself and relationships to newer levels, to higher levels here. There you go. So don't shy away from any social invites. I think you'll find success in this. And yeah, it'll get you going. And everything is going to work out. Okay, Capricorn. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go do the extended. And yeah, until next time, be gentle with yourselves. Bye.